in this example, we want to solve this rational equation. When we're solving rational equations, we want to make sure we know what x cannot equal, meaning which value of x would zero out our denominators. And in this case, it's just going to be 0. X cannot equal 0, so if we go through, do all of our work, and we get x equals 0 as a solution, it's not actually a solution because x cannot equal 0. So now let's just go through and solve this. So when solving a rational equation, we want to identify what an LCD is going to be, least common denominator, and that's going to wipe out our fractions. In this example, our LCD, and this is like over 1 if that helps you, but our LCD is going to be 3. And then with the variables, we just have x, so 3x. There's a number of different ways that you could figure that out. What I always just like to do is just identify, all right, I have just a constant of 3. If I had, like, let's say this was over, I don't know, like a 7, then our LCD would be 3 times 7, which is 21. So 21 would wipe out all of my constants in my denominators. But since there's just a 3, it's a little bit more straightforward of just being 3. Then my x's, I only have x to the first in my denominators, so all I have to multiply by is just x to the first, and that's going to get rid of my denominators. So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3x. So on this side, I'm going to have 3x times 2 over x. What's going to happen is the x's are going to cancel out. That was our whole goal with multiplying by 3x. The x's are going to cancel out, leaving us with just 3 times 2, which is going to be 6. And then on this side, I have to do 3x times 4 over 3x, 3x times negative 4. So I have 3x times 4 over 3x, and I'll write this out to the side here just so you can see exactly what's happening. So 4 over 3x times 3x. 3x's are going to cancel out, leaving us with just 4. I have nothing else to multiply that with. So just 4, and then on here, minus 4 times 3x, this is just going to be minus 12x. Now we're just solving. So what looked like a very complicated equation to solve is now just solving a multi-step equation. So I'm going to solve for x. I'm going to subtract 4 from both sides. 6 minus 4 is 2 equals negative 12x. Divide by negative 12. X equals negative 1 over 6. 2 goes into 2 once. 2 goes into 12 6 times. And that's positive over negative, so negative 1/6. Go to our little key here that x cannot equal 0. We got a value that isn't equal 0, so we're good. X can equal negative 1/6, no problem. And that's going to be our solution of this rational equation. The key here is locating that LCD. And I think with variables, some people might think, like, oh, you're going to multiply by x squared because you have x times x. Like, no, you don't have to do x times x. You just... There's x to the first, so I'm going to multiply by x. That's going to wipe out everything. Now, if this was x squared like that, this was x to the first and x squared, then yeah, your LCD would have to be 3x squared, because we need an x squared to cancel out that x squared. So just something to keep in mind there when you're trying to identify what that LCD is going to be. But at the end, x equals negative 1/6.